Hey everybody, welcome to the Arizona Real Estate Show. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, and I'm here with my co-host,
Joey Sampaga.
And this is the most passionate show, right? On the air. You know what? This is the toughest show because, you're a black belt and I train in Krav. So, you know what? This is the toughest show in all of Arizona. And we have a special guest here with us.
Good morning.
Yes. See, we tricked them, Joey. If they're watching the video, they already saw her.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So we have with us today Janet Rogers, and she is a real estate professional and realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Arizona Properties, just like the two of us. Right, Janet?
Absolutely.
And also, she runs and was the founder of House of Heroes Arizona, correct?
Kind of, sort of. I'm not really the founder. I am the director and chairperson of the Arizona chapter.
Okay.
So, yes.
I stand corrected.
Get your facts right, buddy.
I'm good with numbers.
I'm good at correcting.
Awesome.
That's
awesome.
my husband.
And we talked about some real estate tips. I gave 5 tips on how to be a good buyer.
A good buyer?
A really good buyer. Now, Janet, I know you
Wow.
know a lot about buyers, right?
I do. I do. I have really good ones, too.
Why don't you give some tips really quick on what makes a good buyer?
What makes a good buyer is, first of all, you got to get qualified. First step 1, get qualified. Know what you're looking for. What neighborhood are you looking for? Where do you want to live? Mm-hmm. Know your numbers. Connect with an agent who really knows those numbers as well. Absolutely important.
I would agree.
Yeah, that's super important. Another thing that we talked about was most people, when they look at houses, they just look on the internet. Well, you actually need to go out and look at these houses so that you know what they look like, right?
You mean the internet's not always correct?
Not always, no.
Those pictures look really good.
I thought if it was on the internet, it was true. I heard.
Only the show that we're doing.
Okay.
And, of course, work with the right real estate agent. I mean, you got 3 really good ones in this room right now with many, 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 many years of experience.
Agreed. Much agreed.
I'm not that old.
Oh.
I did just have a birthday, though, didn't I?
Now, one of the things I also mentioned was, you know what, it's a good idea, even though you're not in the market for a new build, to go check out a new build so that you kind of have the standard measure of how you want to measure the existing homes that you're looking at.
Yes, but make sure to take your agent with you.
That was going to be my next comment on your first visit.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. It's very important that your agent either be with you present or pre-register you at that location with the sales reps that are there. So make sure to do that. Oh, I forgot to mention, people that are watching the video, this is awesome for them. But if you're just listening, you're going to hear me say that I have a red shirt on. And it's my shirt for the American Warrior Initiative, which is super cool.
Absolutely cool.
Don't you like it?
Yes, it's awesome.
You look good in red.
Hey, check out the video so you can see how good I look in red. All right.
So all of these videos, so that you get more information, you can see all the details, make sure to go to the ArizonaRealEstateShow.com website and our Facebook page. We have all the videos posted there.
That's right. So let's get into talking about House of Heroes Arizona with our special guest, Janet Rogers is here. So, Janet, first thing, I guess, is tell us what is House of Heroes.
So House of Heroes Arizona is a nonprofit 501c3. And what we do is we honor veterans of the military and public safety community. And how we honor them is by doing minor home repairs, light renovations for them free of charge. So there's no cost. They don't have to do anything but raise their hand and say they need it.
Wow.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's here in the Phoenix Metro, right? Basically.
It is.
Okay.
We are encompassing Arizona, but really to be effective, we are focusing on Maricopa County and portions of Pinal County at this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Now, you do have a website or a Facebook page to see all of this stuff, right?
We are currently on Facebook. We have a very large presence on Facebook. It's House of Heroes Arizona. Check us out. Look at the projects that we've done in the past and how we've really been able to make a huge impact on the lives of our veterans.
Awesome.
Do you pay mortgage or rent or help with bills for these veterans?
Oh, that's a great question. Unfortunately, we don't have the capability to do that. It is not part of our organization. So we really have to stay within the guidelines of what we set up.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So how does somebody qualify? What does someone need to do to qualify for help, I guess?
for our services?
Yeah, for your service.
Great question. We have an application for them to fill out, and if you are a veteran of the military, we need a copy of the DD-214, and those are your discharge papers. So we need a copy of that. And really, if you are in financial need, disabled, and cannot make the repairs yourself, that's what we're here to honor you for. And if you're a police, fireman, paramedic, first responder in any way, it's a little different process, but really that's all you need to do. We have an application to fill out, and we go out, we assess the needs.
Yeah, I've seen some of the pictures and the projects that you guys were involved in, and seeing those were just amazing, and then seeing the faces on the veterans and their families, very touching. And they definitely deserve all of this. I mean, they're fighting for our country. They're fighting for freedom, right, and liberty and justice for all. And
There we go.
it's
I don't have my Captain America shirt on.
but it's we need to do as much as we can for our veterans, and you do a lot of that, and we're so thankful. We're thankful for you. We're mostly thankful for our veterans. So Janet, one of the other things that I'd like to know, that probably our listeners would like to know, is why don't you talk about some of the projects that you've already completed, and maybe some of the experiences that you had speaking with these veterans?
Oh, okay. Well, wish this came with a Kleenex alert. But, it's really hard to go and see how our veterans live every day. And some of the conditions that they live in are just really difficult. We had a gentleman who I went out to visit him. He had indicated he needed some help getting hot water. So the first visit to his house, I thought, I drove up and I noticed the windows were cracked open, and it was like the beginning of September, and all I could think of, oh my goodness, he must have a swamp cooler and he must be just really uncomfortable. We got in there and he didn't have a swamp cooler, he just didn't have any AC. And so one of the things he needed, not only did he need hot water, he needed air conditioning, and he needed some other things just to survive in Arizona. So House of Heroes stepped in, and he was provided a brand new air conditioning company from one of the vendors. His house was replumbed. We did some painting, landscaping, and that video is actually on Facebook. The news crew was out there the entire day. And then we also help surviving spouses. One of the things that we did, we helped a surviving spouse, and she was just incredible. She took care of her husband when he came home from serving in the Korean War, and took care of him until he passed on. And then she took care of their adult son who was handicapped. And we did her home, and that itself was such a tearjerker and such an incredible experience to see what that family went through.
Yeah.
It was incredible to help them, and just the gratefulness and the thankfulness that they have when you're done. It's so incredible to see them. So yeah.
So where does the funding come from? I mean, who pays for the air conditioning or the the fixes that you guys do for them?
On that particular event, it was so amazing because the AC company that was able to jump in and assist, they donated that. A simple phone call. Like one of my partners just jumped in and put it out there, and the next thing I know, I'm getting a text on my phone. I had no idea what the guy was talking about, but he just texted me saying that he was going to drop off an air conditioning and do it. Same thing with the plumbing.
That's amazing.
Wow. Now, however, I know that they donated that,
right?
But you are 501c3, correct?
That is correct.
So someone could donate funds directly to.
And that was going to be my lead into the next thing. Yes.
Okay.
And everything we do is done by fundraising. And so, yes, everything is a tax write-off. So we have the capability to give them the forms that they need at the end of the year to get that tax write-off. So, yeah, we do everything by donation. And with those donations, 100% of that stays here in Arizona. So it's really great. We don't send it anywhere else.
Got it. And I understand, too, so the funds you get in go to help veterans, and then if I think I remember you saying that no one receives a salary at the organization either, correct?
None of us take a salary. Everything is
Okay.
done on a volunteer basis.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So all the funds go to actually help and give back. So
Yeah, we
That's
don't pay a
amazing.
salary at all.
good.
Wow.
So
So what are your upcoming events that you have here? I know you have a couple.
We do. We have a couple people that we are we're going to take care of. One of them was we were part of an event recently where Fairway Independent Mortgage had given us a great donation to help one of our veterans.
special plug for Fairway Independent Mortgage.
Special plug for Fairway. Sorry, couldn't help it. And so they gave us an opportunity to really help a couple of our veterans. We've got a gentleman out there who needs his house painted and needs some fascia boards taken care of and needs some yard work done. So a lot of those funds are going to be used for that. We've got a gentleman who is missing an entire shower. He doesn't have anything in his master bathroom due to a situation that he had. And so we're going to repair that. We're going to put in some flooring. So, yeah, it's going to be great.
Okay.
Now, don't you have a run coming up as well? I know that you've been training for it. We've been seeing pictures of you.
Oh, my gosh, yes. So, actually, there's a gentleman who's part of your initiative here, and he's doing a Lead the Way 5K run, and that, I believe, is January 16th. His name is Ben Lunick, another plug for Ben Lunick. He's a United States Marine, and he is absolutely an incredible man. So he is in charge of Lead the Way 5K, and House of Heroes is supporting them. And, yeah, I've been out there, running my legs off.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've seen him present. He has an amazing story.
Incredible.
Totally. So we mentioned what types of home repairs, right? Or we mentioned some of them. Are there others that you see more often than not?
We see roof repairs. We see plumbing issues, landscape issues. Some of the things that we're really focusing on or should focus on is like ramps and grab rails for the disabled veterans. I also want to make sure we talk about our first responders because they're extremely important to us as well. So, just getting them up and running, being able to, if they need a ramp, put in a ramp, grab bars. It's so important for their stability.
Yeah.
It really is. So we see that. But roof repairs, AC repairs, and plumbing repairs is what we see most of.
Yeah, roofing. Well, with the temperatures here, right, with the heat and everything beating down on those homes, I'm sure that's going to be one of the main things, roof repair. So we talked a little bit about how someone does. I know you said also who qualifies. Is it so veterans and first responders, correct? Or
Right. So police,
okay.
fire,
we should probably say that
sheriffs.
because I don't know if everybody
Yeah.
knows exactly.
Because I think when you say veteran, and police, fire, and they're all veterans too, as well. In the service that they provide.
Right.
So we want to make sure and we want to make it clear that they are very much a part of our organization. So and they're harder to reach, believe it or not. It's really hard to get to have them actually raise their hand and say, I need some help.
Well, you think it's because they are prideful that they really don't want people to help them because they have a servant's heart.
They
so
do.
sometimes it's tough for them to say, I need help, right?
Well, they're so busy helping everybody else that for them to raise their hand and say,
Right.
hey, I need help, that's really outside of their process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe prideful was not the right word, but it is. I think for people that serve a lot, it's difficult for them to try to be on the other side.
I 100% agree, and that's
So.
what we find.
How does the process of choosing someone to work with?
Oh, okay.
Work?
Great question. So once they submit an application, we look at that application, and if it's something that's outside of what we can help them with, then we let them know that, it's something that we are unable to complete. However, if it's something we feel we can do, then we'll go out, we'll look at the property, and we'll assess it. Sometimes what they think needs to be done and what really truly needs to happen are two different things. And so if we can do it, then we'll let them know after. It takes a couple of weeks to really figure out what we can do for them. We go out, we look at the property. We don't determine right then whether or not we're going to do it. We actually go back and give it an assessment. If we can find the contractors, if we can put it together, then we go ahead and make the move.
Okay, and where do they get these applications?
So they can find the applications. All they have to do is email me. They can do it at janet@hohaz.org. and they can feel free to shoot me an email. We'll make sure they get the application. And then once it's received, we turn it over to our committee that does that process.
Okay. We'll make sure to put a link also to, or we'll put in your contact information, the email, in the post here as well. So
That'd be awesome.
Okay, and on the website. So any last things you want to say before we finish up today? Any?
You know, I can tell you that this is such a great organization. It'll truly touch your heart. If you want to get involved, let us know. You can get involved by volunteering. You can get involved by donating. You can donate funds. You can donate time. There's so many ways to get involved with this. We are also having an upcoming Thanksgiving and Christmas drive. You know, there's families out there that are in need, and the holidays are so difficult and challenging for them sometimes. So we've adopted some families for Thanksgiving, and we've adopted some families for Christmas, and this is something that we do every year. So if they would like to donate to that cause, they can feel free to reach out to me as well. For Thanksgiving and Christmas, we like to provide dinners. And, of course, on Christmas, you know, usually there's families, so we'd like to give back in a pretty impactful way.
Right. No, that's awesome.
Well, I have one last question, Janet.
Yes.
Why are you personally doing this?
So my big why in House of Heroes Arizona is because my boys are both United States Marines. And my one boy, my oldest child, he was in boot camp when, September 11th happened. And we knew, his dad and I knew that pretty soon we were going to have to send him somewhere. Mm-hmm. And to put your child on that big white bus and watch that bus drive away. And by the way, my son was actually what they call the guardian angel on the bus. So that guardian angel on that bus is the only armed person on that bus. So if someone's going to take out the person on the bus, they're going to take out the person who's armed. So it was really difficult to watch him get on that bus and leave.
Yeah.
But the best thing is when those guys come home, I can tell you 29 Palms is where he was based. And to watch the people line the streets and welcome our veterans home is so powerful. I mean, you see it on TV, but to be there, it's just an incredible way. So, and our other son is also a United States Marine, and fortunately, he has not been deployed. He is still here. So, that's our big why, and that's why we give back, and we're pretty passionate about it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I think that we covered a lot today. Don't forget House of Heroes Arizona. You want to mention the website? Is it just House of Heroes?
Actually, they're working on our website currently. It is down.
Or the Facebook page,
The
right?
Facebook page is House of Heroes Arizona.
Okay.
And we do
Awesome.
have the capability to take donations via, PayPal and things like that. So if you're interested in donating your time or resources, please feel free to reach out. We're available. We're also available by email.
Okay. Well, I guess go ahead and mention, though, the web address if you want, because what if somebody's listening to this a month from now or 2 months from now? I mean, is there a main site that we can mention?
HOHAZ.org.
That will be the site, right?
That will be our site. It
Awesome.
absolutely will.
Awesome.
So.
Well, I guess we should go ahead and sign off since the power kind of flickered on us
just
here.
kind of flickered on
I
us
thought that
here.
was our sign.
Yeah. Well, one last thing I want to say here is make sure you say hi to a veteran, hug a veteran, tell them thank you, give them a kiss, do something for them.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that we should sign off on this show with a moment of silence for those veterans that have fallen. So, take care. Have a good week.